Alright, I'm going to get right into this one. I just completed Elden Ring Nightreign, and it is a roguelike or roguelite game, and I guess you could call it roguelike, Souls-like, but I absolutely love this genre now. I used to have turn-based strategy and first-person shooter as my top two genres, but roguelike has become one that I absolutely love the games in, and I guess you call them Souls-like games are also a very fun genre to me. I've been playing a lot of them like Lords of the Fallen, Lies of P, and other From Software games. But this one takes the formula of Elden Ring, puts in a little Dark Souls, a little Bloodborne, a little Sekiro, all the From Software games, Demon Souls and such, mixes them up, and how certain characters play, puts them all in the Elden Ring world with Elden Ring based abilities and stats and stuff, and lets you go to town on runs where you select and try and defeat a boss. Each boss is weak to a certain affinity type, like fire, poison, madness, etc. Now, before you go on a run, there's a few things you can do. Each character in the game has something called a remembrance quest, which is a personal quest you can progress as you play, which unlocks special, what are called relics for your character, possible goblets, which are what relics are put in to give you abilities. I'll get into that in a moment. And other things like special outfits. Each character has a certain amount of outfits you can pick from and buy, so there's quite a selection, and they're all pretty cool because, dark fantasy is a cool theme. And you can also go to the Small Jar Bazaar, which is just a little marketplace that sells gestures, things called prattling pates, and it's got goblets for sale and relics for sale. Now, the prattling pate is if you're playing with random people. You don't have necessarily the ability to voice chat with them. There's no in-game voice chat. It's chat parties and stuff, but you can use them and they'll say something like that because you can't really talk or communicate because there's also no text chat. There's a training grounds where you can mess with your character and your abilities. And speaking of your abilities, this is where goblets and relics come in. Each character starts with a goblet, and there are certain colors associated with the relics, red, yellow, green. And you can pick them, and each one will give you different statistic boosts, affinity types for your weapons, or just different special moves to attack with. Some of them are tied to certain characters, but they can still be equipped by anybody. You just won't get the ability that's tied to that other character. You can get more runes, which are used for leveling up in the game, and other things like buying items in the actual game itself. And there's just a lot you can do. You can mix and match and play with your character's stats. If you get goblets, you can switch the colors that your character is using. So you've got various options there. The Night Lords, which are the final boss, will also drop special relics that you can equip. So basically what you do when you start a run is you'll get your character ready for whatever boss you want to fight. You'll pick it, then you'll drop into the world and start your run. As you start your run, everybody picks their characters. There is no limit to who can be which character. Everybody can be the same one if you want, which is a nice feature. It's not necessarily the best for party balance, but it is available as an option. But you'll pick your field boss, your run will start, and hopefully you get people that skip that cutscene so you don't have to watch yourself jump on a bird every time you play. But you'll be dropped into the world, which has a lot of locations that are always the same when you get to them, but where they spawn in the world can change. There's slight variation to a lot of variation in the map every run that you do. There's locations that have bosses and affinities attached to them, and when you go there, you'll find weapons or spells or things of that type of affinity. There's also churches on the map that give you potions when you go to them, and potions are how you heal. Estus flasks, or whatever you want to call them. I forget what they're called in Elden Ring, but that's how you heal. There's a castle that's always right here, Has a very hard boss on the top and a boss in the basement of the castle, and then also a few mini bosses dotting the castle. And when you fight bosses, you get to pick from a bonus when they are defeated. It could be anything from a weapon to a stat boost, to which you can get to these points of grace and level up. As you level up, it'll affect your effectiveness with weapons, how much FP or mana or whatever. I don't know what FP stands for, but it's your abilities and stuff. It's the points you use to spend on those, and it'll affect your HP and your stamina. There's also spots on the map called Everjails, and they have a boss locked in them that will offer you rewards that are not available from the other bosses in the level. So they're worth getting what is called a stone sword key, which is an item that you can start with or drops in the world. Fight the boss and get the prize. Right now, it's July 9th or 10th, 2025, and currently you can only play single player or 3-player. The 2-player mode is not yet available in the game. It is coming later, but right now the game is balanced for 1 or 3. You can drop in with friends or randos, and you can just do a run. Right here, this is an example of a boss reward. I can improve my affinity damage negation, or I can gain 10,000 runes, which I'll take that because it helps give me just a little bit of edge for leveling up faster, because the more you level up, the higher the rune cost is to level up even more. Leveling up is important not only for stat boosts, but for item rarity usage. There's white, blue, purple, and yellow rarity weapons. There's, I think it's called uncommon, master, and legendary. That's probably all wrong. I don't really pay attention because stopping in this game results in death, because as you play, that dark blue circle on the edge of the map will move in 2 times to drive you towards a night boss, and then when you repel that night boss, the circle resets. You do it again a 2nd time, and then you go fight the Night Lord, which is the boss that you chose to start your run with. So your weapons not only have abilities, but they also have little side abilities, like Storm Stomp is an ability this weapon can cast, but under that is HP restoration upon attacks. That's something that when I am holding that weapon in my hand, I get that ability. The ones that do not have that hand symbol mean as long as it's in your pockets, it'll give you that boost. There's things called talismans, which are special items that you can equip, which will give you a varied boost. There's many types of weapons: bows, staves, axes, great swords, hammers, whips, and twin blades. There's just all kind of weapons. So there's always something for everybody, and every character in the game has a preference or main stat that their damage is based off of. Like mine is intelligence with the magic user. I play as the recluse primarily. I really enjoy her ability set. I really like the magic, and she's just overall a fun character. But there's things like dexterity or faith and strength, obviously, other things like that. So as you explore the world, it's not just wasting time killing small guys. Your friends can send pings. Like right now, it looks like this guy has a lot of stone sword keys for Everjails, so he may have a character that is based upon opening those and getting the rewards and boosts for that, because you can also do things like equip a relic at the start of a run that gives you a permanent, for the run, stat increase when you open Everjails. So it's a lot of paying attention to your partners and stuff. Don't abandon them. Try not to wander off alone, because it's not always easy to just survive by yourself. There's various items you can find out in the world that all have utility, like restoring FP. There are others that grant immunity bonuses to things like poison and sleep and madness. So it's all just, everything has some sort of use. Then you have an ultimate move and a passive move and just a art. My art is to absorb FP from an enemy to restore it to myself, but if they have an element attached to them, I also will create a spell that on the 4th time I pull FP, it casts that spell, based on what elements are in the spell that I drew. Sounds confusing, but once you play it enough, it's understandable. My ultimate move is a move that attaches what is called blood runes to an enemy, and if they take damage while that's active, the person who damaged them restores HP and FP. So each character just has their own little skill set and abilities that make them useful for party composition. My favorite party composition that I've played with is me as the Recluse. One of my friends plays Iron Eye, which is the archer, and then one of my other friends plays Wilder, which is the all-arounder for this game. He's pretty good with most weapons. He's a good damage dealer, but also can take some hits and also draws a lot of aggro. So as the night closes in, you start to take damage if you stay out into it. Right now, these guys are pushing it to get this potion increase. I might not make it. I have a smaller health pool than them. So you go to these churches to get your potion, and hopefully I can make it back out. But this is what kind of puts a timer on the whole game. Eventually this night is going to consume the whole map except a boss, which is not the Night Lord, it's just a night boss. And it's a boss that is randomly drawn from a certain pool of bosses from Dark Souls or from Elden Ring. And yeah, I can't fight that guy right now. Sometimes you can get raided, and if you are raided, a boss that is one of the Night Lords, or just a very strong boss, can actually drop in on your game and kind of mess you up. So, I would have fought him if we were out in the... Oh, I'm gonna die. Yep. The night will also turn off the points of grace, so that is bad. You will lose a level when you die, and it'll become a rune pile that you can go back and retrieve either the next day, or if it's close enough to where you respawn, you can just run in and get it. But, yeah. When you lose your level, you can go get it again until you possibly die again, and then it disappears. I was so very close to getting out. I should be able to go retrieve my level again and continue. Other than that, that is pretty much this game. It's do a run, kill some bosses, repeat. And the Night Lord is the main challenge of the game. I don't know if I will be showing much of that off, because extending this verbal review of the game is now just filling, because I can only say I like this roguelite, get items and fight bosses so many ways. But it is a great game. Absolutely fun to play with friends. I'm going to fully support any downloadable content for this game, or any extra stuff I can get for this game, because it is so fun. I did not like it at first, but afterwards I spent some major time with it, and now I'm having a lot of fun. See, they're fighting the raid boss right now. Should have been there helping him, but I was obsessed with my runes. But we'll be able to get him. When you defeat a raid boss, he will actually give you a permanent power for the run. Anything that says it's permanent is for the run you're currently in, because you'll always start over at level 1 every time you do a run. But that's it. You travel the world. Sometimes the world will get a massive biome change. There will be like a crater full of lava, or a city, or a forest of rot, and like the other one. I forget the 4th one. It's not coming to me right now. But there's 4 different things called Shattering Earth. Oh, a snowy mountain. There we go. That took too long. But you can get those, and they drastically change the world and give you a special prize that is available for that run. Like increasing your weapon from blue to purple to yellow, because most of the time you can only go from blue to purple, and once you get to purple, that's it, because you require smithing stones to upgrade your weapons. That's another thing. Those are available in mines. See, there's just so much to this game that after you play it, everything becomes second nature. You're going to certain bosses in certain areas every time to just try and rush getting that top level or getting those good weapons, that it's hard to just go over everything that's in the game, because there's always something to do. There's always a boss to fight, or little mini dungeon to explore, just little base to clear out. But you can go here, you can pick... I got garbage. A bow and a shield. I will take this item here, which will let me revive if we all die on a boss. When all of you die in the world during a night, or not during a night, during a day, you'll all respawn. You'll just lose your level and respawn. If it is the night and you're fighting the night boss or the night lord and all three of you die, that is the end of the run. Unless, of course, you have something like a Wending Grace, which is what I just picked up, that gives you another chance. This is a talisman. This one shortens my spellcasting time, so it was great for me. Excuse me, hiccups. But this is Elden Ring Nightreign. I recommend it, especially if you have friends that are into this just non-demanding game. Each run is 45 minutes long. That doesn't change. Well, it can change if you fail. You can go back down and you don't actually make it to 45 minutes. But this is just an afternoon of just playing with buddies, leveling up, and killing bosses. It's a very simple recipe, but it is very, very fun and kept me coming back. There's very few times where I'll be at work or just doing something and thinking, man, I need to get home and play that game again. There's a few games that have done that recently, and this is one of them. I love talking about it with my friends, loved setting up times to get together and play it. It is rewarding and worth all the time I put into it, and I can't wait to see the future of it, because right now I know it's still in its infancy, and they are going to add to it.
I am the priestess. You were chosen. The Night Lord is unless we bring... And for this...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I will not do something stupid this time.
We'll slay this Night Lord yet.
He does something to you and, like, marks you. Night repulsed, and so am I. Untold power!
There are others. Too many, I am afraid. It is not yet clear what this means. I will have my revenge. I'm down. Old jail trophy earned. Completed the oldest jail.
Okay, I got him at least. Typhoon trophy. Okay. And I got something. Unifying fate using flask.
Oh, defeating enemies near Totem Stella restores HP, so pretty much drop it wherever, and I'll just, gravitate towards it and kill stuff. It's a minor thing. I'm taking the stone for other reasons, but
Okay.
it does have that little perk.
Heck yeah! Oh, gotcha!
Easy enough.
Yes.
Nice.
Woo!
Well done.
Night Lord Slayer. I've been working on this all day. Defeat 3 different Night Lords.
It's so cool looking.
I don't know how to get up there though. Do you just jump up this crag? I don't know what that means.
Come up here. Halves frostbite damage and frost buildup near. Oh, come on. You are dead, man. You have no health. Yeah. The final arrow. Woohoo!
Did y'all do it?
Yes.
Nicely done.
Would have been better if Alex was here.
I was here in spirit. I don't even know where that is. Oh, I do know where that is. It's nothing. It's a nothing town.
Yeah, but it gave the world. Wow. I killed it.
Oh, good. Okay. There's a boss down here we could do.
Okay.
Nice. We got a power.
Attacks a
Okay.
chain of green amount.
Some weird like boluses.
Oh yeah.
Try to get to them.
If the freaking sentient pesticles didn't slow me down.
Gather the power of the forest.
Woo! Rotted woods.
Rotted woods. What do we get?
Nullifies scarlet rat. Reach him. Ah! I'm dead. Yes. Nice. Nice job. I sucked. Trophy.
I got a wind and grace. And then where do you get the legendary
Forge.
thing? God damn it, pressing here.
Got him. Sweet.
14.
And that is how it's done.
Well done. Here's a lightning sword. Is that going to be useful? I can take the Grosmer if you want the Sword of Night and Flame, that's fine.
Nocovateo.
How do you power? So fine.
Nocovateo.
He's dead, though. He's got like one hit.
I got you both
Nice.
back.
Oh, fantastic. Clutch that one out. Yeah, absolutely. Clutch that one out.
Trophy for me. Up. Hey. And there we go. Well, well, well. And there we go. Well, well, well.